y'all know I used to work in financial aid, right? Hardly anybody in the Office of Financial Aid is going to tell you that you can do this because it creates more work for them, okay? 99% of the time, people that work in financial aid are going to have a whole lot of work to do, okay? And so they're not going to be wanting to do extra work. And I understand it, but don't be deterred by that fact, okay?
Jordan Green-Ellis.
Jordan Green-Ellis.
Mr. Jordan Green-Ellis.
Mr. Green-Ellis.
Jordan Green-Ellis.
I know you may not feel like it, but your feelings are temporary, and sometimes they may not be telling you the truth about who you are. In fact, most times they aren't telling you the truth about who you are. You may feel like you come from the wrong side of the tracks or the wrong neighborhood, or maybe the unlikely it's okay. When I was in college, I couldn't afford books, but now I write books for college students.
Yeah. All right. And so the second way is what I would call the official appeal. Now, this is something that every Office of Financial Aid that receives federal student aid must honor. Okay? If you want to do an official appeal, they have to look at it. They can't just automatically say yes or no. Basically, what this is another application process. It's relatively simple. It's usually a letter. And maybe the Office of Financial Aid will have you complete a form. But basically, this is officially documenting the reason why you need more money. So let's say in the example of student A has both mom and dad in the house, right? But mom and dad are both working, but somebody loses a job, okay? And so if somebody loses their job, what does that do? That takes money away from the household. Therefore, this student needs more money for school, okay? Let's say student B has single parent household, right? And maybe mom or dad, whoever's taking care of this particular student, doesn't have consistent income or had recently had consistent income and something changed. This is something that you would want to appeal, okay? If there is any circumstance that negatively affects your household income, you want to do this appeal, okay? Now, there are instances where something positive may happen to your family's income. Let's say if your family's into like real estate investing or they sold a property, there would be a significant uptick in their income. Does that make sense? Are you tracking? Are you following me? So if they sold a property, there would be a significant uptick in their income. They will report that on their taxes, but on their taxes, they will see just that blanket amount of money, not knowing that it was because of this one instance, right? Meaning it's not a true reflection over their true income history, right? And so because they had that significant uptick, you could also appeal and say, hey, we had that significant uptick because we sold this house. Or we sold this house, right? But our actual income is this. And so what happened is that the Office of Financial Aid would make what's called a professional judgment over the situation. If any one of you, I ran into a young lady in the grocery store the other day who's getting ready to go to school this fall, and her mom recently passed away, right? Her mom was her sole caretaker, sole provider. So she lives on her own now, right? She's technically an adult by law. She's like of legal age, but she was still considered a dependent, meaning depending on her mom. So her mom passed away. And so this would be something that she would want to do, right? Anything that negatively affects, it could be anything, right? It could be, let's say, unfortunately, parents get separated, right? Or divorced. That changes the household income. Anything like that, you want to appeal. And you want to do the official appeal. How you would go about doing that is you would go directly to the Office of Financial Aid and say, hey, how do I make a financial aid appeal? Okay? And what you're doing is you're appealing that offer letter or that award letter, basically saying the money that y'all gave me is not enough, and here's the reason why. Are there any questions about that? I know that was a lot, and it's probably really new. Does that make sense? Who can articulate to me what I just explained to you guys? Who can tell me, other than Zaya? Somebody else. Go ahead.
So, like, you make an official appeal if something happens that affects, like, your parent or your brother, like, income, house income.
Yeah. So that's one aspect of it. But the main part of it is because you need more money.
Yeah.
You need more money, right? Mm-hmm. Finish what you were about to say.
And then the unofficial one, I guess that option is just, like, in case you just need more money.
Yeah. In the same way, If you need more, you always want to ask for more. Somebody else on this side has something to share? No? Okay, the foundational level of it is that if you don't have all the money that you need, you always want to ask for more. Always, always, always. Okay, questions about that before we move forward? All right, next slide, Tanaya, please. All right, so on your financial aid appeal letter, right? This is the official appeal. On the left side, here are 3 things that I want you to remember. I want you to be concise. What does concise mean? Say it again. Short or what? To the point. Shoot straight. Okay? You don't need, you know how sometimes you might write an essay and you need like you got to meet like a certain number word requirement. Just get straight to the point. Okay? Hi, my name is X, Y, and Z. This is the reason why. Somebody passed away. Somebody lost a job. Whatever it may be. Okay? Here are some other reasons. Anything that affects your parents' income, and obviously this would be more relevant for them. But let's say you're in, let's say you go to private school. Okay, if you go to a private school, your parents got to pay for that in most cases, and so that contribution to the education could be a reason why a financial aid office may award more money. Okay, you always want to do this. So be concise, be clear, right? Be clear in what you're saying, and provide documentation. Okay. So, for example, if someone passes away, you want to photocopy like the obituary just to prove that somebody else passed away, to substantiate the claim, to substantiate the reason why. Okay. Let's say, for example, you have some medical challenges, right? Let's say somebody got hurt or you got hurt or what have you, right? Your doctor's visits, all those things help to paint a better picture for the people who are making the decision. Okay. And now here are some myths that I want to debunk. Okay. Number 1, well, let me also tell you this. Y'all know I used to work in financial aid, right? Hardly anybody in the office of financial aid is going to tell you that you can do this because it creates more work for them. Okay. 99% of the time, people that work in financial aid are going to have a whole lot of work to do. Okay. And so they're not going to be wanting to do extra work. And I understand it, but don't be deterred by that fact. Okay. You can do an appeal at any time during any semester. Okay. So let's say, for example, you go to school in the fall and then something changes and you need more money for the spring, right? That's the same year. You can go in the spring semester and ask about doing an appeal. And you can do this in your freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. Anytime. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes or no? Yes. All right, great. Always do, this is my suggestion, always do the unofficial appeal if you need more money. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Meaning always ask for more money. Who can describe the difference between the official and the unofficial? What's the difference? Go ahead.
The unofficial appeal is like when you just need more money, but like not because you don't have money, you just need more.
Right.
Or whatever. But the official appeal would be like if something happened like that changed your financial situation in general.
Very good. Very good. Did y'all get that? Mm-hmm. So the official appeal is going to require you to actually do that application and submit a letter.